Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through how I made this twist neckline pattern. So for today's twist neckline pattern tutorial, I'm going to be using my basic bodice pattern, and this is my basic bodice pattern right here. So rather than using my basic bodice pattern with just the waist dart here, I'm going to use my basic bodice pattern that contains both my waist dart and my bust dart here. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to adjust the armhole here, and you also need to readjust the neckline, but I already redrafted my neckline here. This is my actual basic bodice neckline here, but you can't see it because it's traced out. This is my actual basic bodice pattern here, basic bodice neckline rather here. So I just chopped off like 1 inch away from here. You can see that I have 1 inch away from here, and then this is the depth. So I'm just going to increase the depth by, let's say, maybe 1 inch. Then I'll redraw the neckline. So let's ignore this line I have here. This is just okay. So I'm going to I've decided to also increase this. Rather than having 1 inch away from here, let's have it as 2 inches. So I'm going to put 2 inches here, then I'll redraw the neckline, and this is my new neckline. So all of these parts will be cut off from my pattern. So now I'm going to come right to the armhole level here, and then I'll go down by ½ inch. Then I'll connect from here back to this point here, because the blouse or dress is a kind of alter neckline blouse. So I'm going to draw my line like this, and this is done. So if you cut this out of your pattern, like if you cut it on your fabric like this, like if you cut this armhole like this, you're going to have like gapings here when you sew your neckline, when you sew your blouse rather. So what you're going to do is to find a tangent point or any point around your arm side here, and then you connect to your bust point here, just so that we can pick a dart from here to make it smaller, that is to make the arm size smaller. So I'm just going to do just that now. So this is the dart to pick for the armhole. So I have 3/4. I measured 3/4 inches away from here and 3/4 inches away from here. You can decide to use ½ inch or 1 inch. It depends on how wide this is and just how wide the gaping is. So now I'll come to the neckline here and pick a point. You can pick like whether you can just pick like the middle or wherever you feel like you want to place this point. So for me, I'm just going to measure like 3 inches here. Then I'll connect a line from my neckline here to my bust point here. So now that we have that, I'm going to start first with cutting my waist dart open up to this point, and then I'll cut this also open. So let's do this now. So now all I did was to cut this line up to a point here. I didn't get all the way through, and then also cut this all the way through to the bust point here. So now I'm going to pick this, and then I'll place it on my second dart line here. Then I'll pin down. So now that I've closed the waist dart, you can see that we have like an enlarged dart space here. So now I'm going to come right to the arm side here, that is the armhole line that I have here, and then I'll cut it open. But before I do that, let me just cut this out. So now I'm going to cut these bits. Now since I've cut it, I'm going to pick this what I have here, and then I'll close it. So all of this space here, all of this enlarged space here, plus from this to this, and then from this place to this place, is going to come right to this point, point here. Now that that is done, I'm going to come right here to this line I drew from my neckline to my bust point here, and then I'll also cut that open. But first I'll cut out my traced neckline. So now that I've cut it open, what I'm going to do now is to drag, I'll move this here, and then I'll place this on top of it. So all, as we were drafting this, all of the dart space, that is the dart space we have here, we moved it, that is the waist dart here, we moved it from here down to the bust dart here. The bust dart was already there before, but by moving the waist dart from here, you are enlarging the bust dart here. So now that we enlarged the bust dart, we also transferred all of the dart pieces, that is the dart space we have, that is the waist dart plus this here, we moved them here. Now from here we moved it here. So now all of the dart space we have here, we are going to move it all the way to the neck point here. So the dart is going to be here, and this completes a pattern for this blouse. So all you need to do now is to just blend all these lines. You blend this part here, so you just kind of use your pencil to move, draw a line from here just to blend in to this armhole part here, and also blend this part at the waist here. So now all this, the volume we have here, is what is going to form the folds we have on the blouse. So now the next thing would now be to cut this pattern on your fabric. So this part here is just the border line. This is just the border line. So you can just add half-inch allowance here for joining. Now before I forget, if you look at this dress, there is like an opening around it. So I'm just going to measure 3 inches up from the hem of my pattern here, or let's do 2 inches up, and then I'll measure from here. I'll measure, let's say 1.5 inches, and then I'll just draw a line here. So this is going to create the opening we have on the dress. So just so you don't have a sharp point at that point, I'm going to use my French curve to blend the line. You can now add allowance, that is the half inch you have been adding from here, you add it back here. Now to cut this on your fabric, make sure you place your fabric on fold like this. So this is the fold line. So now I'm going to pick up my pattern piece and place it. So you look at the way this is, that is the border line here. You make sure it's straight, and then you place this part here. So this is my armhole bit. I'm just going to draw a line from here down here. So I'm going to cut this extra bit off. So obviously you do all this on your pattern before you cut on the fabric. I'm just doing it, or you can do it straight on your fabric if you have like a fabric marker that would clean off when you draw a line like this on it. And this is how this is going to be. And this, you join these bits together. You know, we already added an allowance here, so you draw your you sew your allowance half inch. So when you get to the point here that we marked, make sure you notch it. So when you get to this point here that we marked for the opening at the waist, you stop there and then you fold this part in and you fold this part in just to keep the opening neat, and that completes the blouse. So now I'm going to cut a long strip of fabric that will serve as the outer neckline rope that will make it stay on the neckline. Now you can choose to have a back piece or not have a back piece. That is, you can leave the back, you can decide to leave the back bare and just have like this front piece only, or you can just if you don't want to leave the whole back bare, you can just cut something that starts from, this is my front pattern, so you can just have something like this. You can just draw a line here, that is your armhole level here. At your armhole level here, just draw a line straight, and this will serve as the back. So just from here down will serve as the back. You're not going to have any opening, except you want that. You're not going to have any. I'm just using this to explain if you want to have like just a small bit of back piece around here. So you can just have this is going to be straight, or you can decide to leave the back there. That depends on you and whatever style you're trying to make for the for your blouse. So now I'm just going to sew the middle of my front piece together, and then I'll place it on my mannequin just so you see the final outcome of today's tutorial. If you want to leave the back bare like this, all you have to do is just to create loops here, you create another loop here, you create one loop here, loop here, and then you attach a rope here, just like you do for your corset. So just attach one long rope into the loops that you've created at the side, and then you use that to tie at the back, and then the neckline will be like this right on top of this. So this completes it. Or if you are not going to leave it bare, this you are going to have like a back piece from here, from the side seam here. Look at this. You're going to have this from here, this way, and then this way. So this is going to be the back piece. So you can decide then to pick this rope here and attach to your back piece here, and attach the second rope here, whichever way you want to do it. If you have any questions, comments, or whatever it is you would like to ask me concerning today's tutorial, please type it in the comment section and I will reply as soon as I can. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet done so before, and also click on the like button if you found today's tutorial helpful. You can also turn on the notification bell, guys, just so you don't miss any of my new videos when I post them. Check out these two videos right on top of your screen, these two tutorials if you haven't yet seen them, and check them out. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.